Hey guys, today's a new video called What If Deku Was a Villain Redo, I think. So, we will start off in a place where you hear the screamings of tortured souls, as we would see a pile of dead bodies and swords, as we would see a man right there with a sword in hand, and his hand flaming in flames. He is the dealer. He was the first creation. He is the darkness to the light. But he is dying. He has finished every deal he can make in this realm, in this world. And so, he died. Old. And with his swords bloodied in the blood of all of his brethren. As the dealer would wake up, the dealer would be gone and would leave this world, going to a different world. His power would be changed into his personality and soul would be ripped apart, changed only into power. As he would go to a little boy, and boy being born, his hair would be green, but his hair would turn white instantaneously, and his eyes would turn blood red. But this did not freak out in the mother, since his father had the same characteristics, white hair and red eyes. A good coincidence. So, she would take her son home, and we would time skip. This mother's name was Inko Midoriya. The child was Izuku Midoriya. They would go to the quirk doctor to get evaluated. Well, Izuku. There, the doctor would say, Ma'am, can I speak with you privately? As he would take Inko to the side, and they would put Deku in a little room with everything he could ever want. And they would say, your son has a quirk called Devil's Dealer. As she would ask, what's that? The doctor would say, he has infinite power, but he has to make deals with people. And the only way he's able, and that's all we know, but the drawback to this power is the more people he takes in from the deals, because the deals are always working for him. Meaning the cost is the person's soul, but they can have anything in this world. But if he does too many selfish deals, if he takes too many souls in, he would start to corrupt himself. And he needs to release that energy onto something. Preferably a weapon of choice or clothing. 'Cause it seems that those can hold infinite numbers of souls. But it will make Naruto feel the soul's anguish. As he'll say, I see. Thank you, doctor. As he would leave, the doctor is Dr. Ojiko. As he would go to the phone and call off for one. As he'll say, Master, your son's quirk. It's a godly-like quirk. As often asks, what's his quirk? He'll say, Devil's Dealer. He has infinite power, but has to make deals to be able to use these powers. And the cost of the deal is the person's soul. And after he takes the person's soul, he gets all of their experience and whatever is useful for him. As he would say, wow, this is a very often would be astonishing. This is a very powerful quirk. and very villainous. I will not expect less from my son. As he would say, yes, yes, and also, I secretly did the checkup on Inko just like you asked. She's at the last stage of cancer. As All For One will hang up the phone and fall to the ground. Inko would have gotten cancer because of radiation poisoning, because of incident back in the day. As All For One, before hanging up, Dr. Ojo say she only has a week to live. As All For One would hear this and say, a week, I guess I should leave her with my son. Let her stay with Izuku for the week then. As a week would pass and Inko would die. Because I don't want her to see what Deku's gonna do. So, she would die and Deku would be crying on her grave until a man in white hair and red eyes would walk up to Deku. Might be thinking, oh, why is All For One still not? Why is All For One not hurt? Why is All For One not hurt? Well, because the All Might fight is not gonna happen because of Inko's death. Meaning All For One and All Might are gonna be better than in canon because Inko's death changed that. And because of the mourning, Aizawa's friend Oboro did not turn into Kogiri. That changed a lot in the story. So, All For One would go to Izuku and say, Izuku. As Izuku would say, what do you want, you old man? As he would say, I am your father. As Izuku would look at him and then go to punch him. As he would punch him right where Kota punched Deku. As All For One would be rolling on the ground in pain. Izuku said, that's for leaving me and my mom. As All For One would get up and say, I didn't do it because I didn't do it out of my free will. I had to. As Izuku would say, why? He'll say, because I was getting hunted down by the heroes. As Izuku would say, why? He'd say, I am All For One, the greatest villain of the world. As Izuku would say, that makes sense since you left us. As he would say, there's more to that story. I wasn't always a villain. I was once a hero, a very popular hero, until my brother, he betrayed me, made me look out to be a villain, even though all I did was take the quirks of villains and give them to people who will become very high-ranking heroes. As Izuku said, what? And then I gave my brother a quirk, knowing full well what he did because I loved him so much. And then he betrayed me. And his successors betrayed me. And I was still a hero around Nana Samura's time until she framed me as a villain even more, and I created the League of Villains and embraced the evilness. As Izuku would go and hug All For One and say, I'm sorry, Dad. As All For One say, it's okay, you didn't know. But anyway, we need to leave now before the heroes come, because they know of your quirk. It has to be put in a public database. I'll be having someone destroy those records and claim you dead soon. But anyway, let's go. As All For One would take Izuku back to the League of Villains base. And Shigaraki, is Shigaraki there? Yeah, Shigaraki's there. All For One would go to Shigaraki and say, Shigaraki, you now have a brother. You now have a brother. He'll say, did you adopt him? He'll say, no. This is my blood-related son, Izuku Midoriya. As Shigaraki will look at Izuku and say, hello, brother. He will go up and say, you want to play a game? As Izuku would go and play a game with Shigaraki. Time skip. Right now, Izuku and right now Izuku and Shigaraki are on a mission. Shigaraki and Izuku are on an assassination mission to kill the leader of a Yakuza gang. This is not from the manga or anything. I'm just making this up. And that person will be the former head of the gang that Overhaul would be a part of. And I'm just saying this in the story, and this is not canon. So yeah. So Shigaraki and Izuku. Shigaraki would go and decay the door as Izuku would walk in with a gun and would start shooting them. As he would kill the guy, the Yakuza leader, Overhaul will walk in and Shigaraki will left. Izuku just stay there just to collect the souls. As Overhaul will walk up to Izuku and try to hit him, and Izuku just dodge. Not seeing any point in killing Overhaul. As Overhaul was like, damn it, it's only found stronger. But he's already dead, so I shall make good with it. As the Gaku start laugh, this worked perfectly, now I can experiment on Eri. As Izuku will see this and say, as Izuku would go to Overhaul and say, you want to make a deal? As Overhaul asks, what's the deal? He'll say, you can ask for anything. Infinite resources. Infinite anything. As Overhaul asks, infinite resources to do any experiment I want. As Izuku say, that can be done. As his hand will go into blue flames. As he would say, Overhaul. As he would say, shake my hand, and the deal will be done. As Overhaul would shake the hand, not really thinking of it that much, as then he would get a phone call saying, you've gotten all of the gang, you've become the new leader of the gang, and also for some strange reason, a new property has been bought, and it's high tech. The guy would say, and you also have unlimited money. You also have unlimited money in your bank account. As Overhaul would look at Deku and say thank you, as Deku would say no problem. As he would leave, as Overhaul would start to experiment on Eri, but this time the experimenting would not be as bad as in canon. Why? Because of the equipment. He made it so Eri wouldn't really feel pain when he'd draw blood and need to take blood. She wouldn't really feel any pain. So yeah. So Izuku would leave the base and say, idiot, as he would touch the ground, as he would use Overhaul's quirk. Why? He made a deal with Overhaul. Overhaul got what he wished for, and Izuku, after Overhaul, after 10 years, Izuku is currently 13, so in 3 years, I think Izuku's 16 when he saved Eri. I think he was 16. Wait, let me check. Let's just say 3 years Overhaul has. As we would see All For One reminiscing about what Inko wanted for Izuku for him to become a hero. As he would think of it and say, I guess he does deserve it. He does not need to be a villain. See all the bloods. He does not need to be a villain. He could be a hero. He doesn't even need to tell me information. As he would think of that and say, yeah, to honor my wife. As Izuku would come back as often would say call Izuku there and say, Izuku, you will be joining UA high school in 2 years to become a hero. As well, Izuku asks why, and all for one would say, because that is what your mother would have wanted. So you are going to become a hero. As Izuku would say, okay. As all for one say, come here, Izuku. As Izuku would come there, as all for one would give Izuku a weapon creation quirk and a reaction speed quirk. As he will say, now you can create weapons and you have the best reaction speed in the world. And he would also give Deku like a infinite stamina quirk. As he would say, and regeneration quirk. That's it. As he would say, that's the quirks I'm going to give you so you can get into UA. Now go off and train. You can use the training ground 0. Training ground 0 is a training ground often made using a earth manipulation quirk while he was thinking about Izuku. He was going to use it for like villain training, but he decided he's going to use it for Deku, as he'll just create another one called Training Ground 1. And only Izuku will know how to get into Training Ground 0. Not even Shigaraki will know. As Izuku will leave and will go and start training. As Shigaraki will come into the room because often when calling, and he'll say, yes, father? Because the other league members are not here, I think. As he will say, well, Shigaraki, Izuku is going to become a hero. As Shigaraki will say, what? Why would you make him into a hero? He'll say, because that's what his mother would have wanted. As Shigaraki will understand, and he will say, the doctor has found a procedure, has found out how to create things called nomus. As he will say, wow, then, and I've created a nomu for you and Izuku. As he'll say, which one's stronger? He'll say, Izuku's, but yours is Izuku's is stronger, more intelligent, faster, overall better, because he's going to be in the heroes, but yours is very strong and will have the ability to teleport you to places. As Shigaraki say, okay, as he will leave. You leave. Time skip. 2 years. So Shigaraki got his Nomu a week ago. A week after the talk with All-For-One. And Deku would have not gotten it since he spent his entire 2 years in the training place, and Dr. Ojiko and All-For-One would be just tweaking, trying to make it the best, perfect companion for Izuku, as they will actually give it emotions and free will, surprisingly. And they didn't kill the person. The person would have actually been suicidal and would have tried to jump off a middle school building. And when they checked his memories, they would see a blonde-haired boy bullying him. If you know, you know, but let's be honest, it's Bakugo. And Bakugo has basically never met Deku in this one, because Inko will be more secretive than in canon. So Izuku would get out after the 2 years, and today is the entry exam, as All-For-One would have sent fake heroes, vigilantes, villains who's betrayed him, traitors, all the sort to Izuku to, well, kill. And right now he's on the urge of exploding out souls, as he'll be basically be limping over, as often say, put it into these. I have clothes for you, as Izuku will pour them all the souls he's got, which are in the 10,000s at this point, into the clothes. As he would wear it, and he would have it, and he would not actually put this in for like a hero costume, because he already has one. He was signed. It was like one of the categories if you were super prepared. He didn't do that since he wanted the school to make his. That's the thing. Because his brother did that, and he wants to be like in the family business. So yeah, that's why Ida didn't do that. So we would see Izuku come in a suit, actually, not in his hero costume, man. In a suit, and the Nomu, for some odd reason, would look like this. But he would not have the sword. He would have a sword like holster, and just imagine he looks like the face like right here with black hair and yellow eyes and in a suit. Yeah, I could get a picture up. You know, I'm actually get a picture up. Yeah, so this is what he would look like, just for you guys to know what he looks like. I don't really need the guy in the background anymore. He was just for exposition, for how Izuku's powers work. So yeah, I'll fix the thumbnail later. I just did this quick. So that is how he would look, and he will be in a suit as well. So they'll be going, and Izuku will be in front, and the guy will be in back, just walking with Izuku. So they would go and reach. They would go to the gates. They would go to the written exam, as Izuku and his Nomu, who will be naming. You know what? You can name him in the comments. But his ability is called energy control, energy manipulation, basic kinetic energy manipulation. Basically, he's able to control the energy of objects and stuff, and he's able to control the kinetic energy of objects and stuff. And when he gets too much, and when he gets a lot of energy, he's able to basically manipulate lightning. And when he gets a lot of kinetic energy, he's able to push it out in like a burst. And also, he has the ability to create things. Create things, yeah. Why, maybe asking? How did he get this quirk? This sounds like Momo's. Well, because it is technically Momo's. This quirk is an exact copy of Momo's quirk. He also has Oberon's quirk, the cloud quirk, and that's Izuku's companion. He can control the clouds completely as well. So yeah, they will go and ace the written exam, since they both have an intelligence quirk. And Izuku and this man would go on to the practical exam, and they would score both each half of all the robots in the entire exam, to the point where the other people have to retake the exam somewhere else. There was not a single robot left after they were done with it, and they left before even President Mike said a word. like the gates were just like a little bit open, they already left. And President Mike would not even have time to react. They already left in like a nanosecond, and they would just be destroying robots for like a good solid 10 minutes for them, but for everyone else, it's only been like 10 seconds. As President Mike would say, "Wait a minute, those guys already left. Follow their lead." As the people would, as soon as Ida, the fastest one there, would step into there, the 10 0-pointers, what they would rename 4-pointers, would come out, and these 0-pointers are 100 times harder than the regular ones. As Izuku and his Nomu companion would just be mopping the floor with these 4-pointers. They would get destroyed. As Izuku and his Nomu would just finish the test and would leave. And this would put them on Nezu's radar, as Nezu would say they've passed to class 1A. And they have just made it. So this is the end of What If Deku Was a Villain, the redo. Tell me what you think his name should be, and if I should do another part of this or not, depending on how good this is received. I may do part 2 and do more Deku What Ifs. If it's badly received, I'll go back to Naruto Ifs. That's just how it is. So yeah, bye.